All right, here we go. Down. Oh, dear Lord. So we got Rexion here, and we got Renegade Bundy. Hello, guys. How you doing? Yeah, so we're back again. If I can remember how to run the controls here. Back to the original Architens build that I was working on. Trying to figure out how to get this thing to actually friggin' work like I want it to. And I think right about here, I'm going to put some type of loop in. Not sure what that's going to be, but I do want to start building up here a bit. Let's grab some of these. I would like to put these a little bit closer in, actually. Let's just delete that for a second. And that's not going to work like I want it to. That's going to give me problems right here trying to put that sucker in. I guess we can do it right about here would be better. And we'll just go from there. So the plan here is to get a little bit more done on the Architens because I've been wanting to get this thing done for a while and haven't really had the time on Sundays to do it. The plan was Sunday we were going to get on this thing and we was going to work on it. Do I have? I do not. Oh, that's fun. See, I've got the ability to make it once over here. I need to put. Let's find a central point here, and we'll go from there. Yeah. Hope everyone is enjoying the little series that comes on Wednesdays. There'll be another episode coming out this week, I believe. And of course, I got episodes for that coming out. We've actually reached a point in episode where I'm gonna have to start really picking and choosing what we record now or what recordings I use because I'm about to have we're going to be able to put in at least another how do I put this? I'll be able to put in at least another point of view as we are doing the series. So that'll be fun. Now, what I'm going to do here is we're just going to take this up. To where it needs to go up here, about as high as I can get it. Because that's what we're needing right now. We're needing this awesome look to the Arctins. You know, that classic little section back here that kind of just sits up. There. So now we got that back section there kind of built up. So that's kind of built up and moving forward. The I've also got to figure out how I'm going to do the other side of this thing. I may put this one up there. There is another Architens that I'm working on in survival, and I kind of modified the design of this, and I think I made it bigger. I don't know how I did that, but I think I made it bigger. The other thing I got to figure out is going on down through here because once this section is figured out, then I have to figure out the two skids right here, which are going to be going into place. And that's going to give me a pretty interesting design right in there. So let's see if we can make this kind of work here. How we're going to do that. Okay. No, that's not how that's going to work. Let's see here. We are probably going to have to use one of these. So I can get the same exact look there. I'm supposed. Wait a minute. That's not right. Oh, holy frick. I have a problem right here. I just realized this from the side. I need another block that comes forward. Crap. That's not good. That's not good at all. We'll have to delete this entire front section here and redo it. Dadgum. I can't believe I accidentally did that. This means that about one more push and the Arctins would actually be a lot longer than this. So let's one here. There. I would love to build this thing in survival or build one similar to it, which we might actually do. We might actually do that. Oh, I'm about to make the same mistake I made before. All right, we need to double up on these. There's that. This here. That. And it is going to take it a little bit further forward. There we go. Run that forward there and just let that build to that point, and there we go. Check that out. All right, so now we have that figured out. I just realized, and I'm sitting there looking at that going, hey, well, wait a minute, that's not supposed to happen. So we got that figured out. Let's see. What is the next thing I gotta do? Well, first off, I just realized I can't put those in yet. Because just like over here, I gotta figure out how this is gonna go. Let's see here. I don't know if that's going to work like I want it to. We may just deny, I may deny the whole trench because I don't think the trench is going to do what I wanted to do. I don't think I can get what I wanted out of the trench like I was wanting. So there's a high probability that that's not going to work. There's a high probability that's not going to work. I'm talking on here. Let me check. I don't think the trench. Okay, yeah. We're talking. So, this I may remove this trench at some point and modify this side room here at some point. We're gonna have to work on that. But as far as building the rest of this, we do need to get the rest of this shape kind of built in here so that I can wait a minute. Why am I missing one there? Is that missing on the other side? I hope not. Okay. So I got that figured out. It'll just be kind of figuring out the interiors and everything of the ship and figuring out an interior for it, which shouldn't be too hard. So let's go ahead here. We're going to go with this. If I do that there, if I do this here, we'll do that all on the edge here. That'll give us a nice little section to work with. And then I can make this work somehow. So the next part's number 4. And if I can do this, so what I'm doing here is I'm trying to find a way to make this work. So this design here so I can figure out where the stair stepping is going. Because we had to stair step this section to get this iconic Aquintis look, which looks amazing right now, I must say. Very rarely do I stair step crap, and this turned out perfectly. Just stair stepping it actually turned out pretty good. So now, next part, I believe, is... Okay, I think what I'm going to have to do next is that. I want to say that's the block we'll have to use next. Do this here, and this should provide the stair step effect I need so that this will actually match, and then we can just throw some guns on here later. I think I'm going to use custom guns because I want some firepower, because ship's not good unless it's got some firepower. Okay, here we go here. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but it seems to be going that direction where I want it to go. So we're gonna work with it for now. Okay. The problem is the way this is designed. I've got to try and make this match it. Which right there is going to be fun. Wait a minute. Let's try something else. This is just not. It's finding those angles. This is why I normally don't do this type of thing. Because you got to find the angles. You got to figure out how you're going to make this thing work. And that isn't helping right there. I think I know what I did wrong. We're going to need a piece coming off of here. Like so. And I think that's the spot I'm going to want that to go in. Just going to add that in here. All right, and number 6. Let's see about number 6 here. There's that one. Then it's just figuring out how to start tying stuff together so it looks better. Okay, so that section's done there. Let's go to number 4 here. That, like so. Okay. That's looking better. That's looking better. Will this be the Red Rock Raiders flagship? I don't know. It's a competition between what I'm building in survival and this. The survival variant that I'm building in survival period, is it's got some modifications done to it, which makes it slightly larger in mass. So I don't know. Maybe doing the one. Yeah, this is Grexion asking this, which is a really good question because we may build something like this in Red Rock because we need a powerful cruiser. We need a cruiser to go in there and just f with the Factorum and all that. So now from here, here's the question: how do we jump from point A to point B? Let's go to 4 here. Oh, that's going to be interesting because that's the block I'm going to need next. I may have royally effed up there. Let's just see. Yeah, I may have royally effed up here. We're going to have to put a different block in because I am wanting this to match, but I don't know if I've got a block that matches that particularly. That's the problem here. Let me think here. The one I'm building in survival, I'm welding it by hand. And it is a monstrous ship. I'm pretty sure that it dwarfs this thing's size. Because, in fact, I know it does, because I think it's a little bit wider. Because right here, I've got 2 set together, and I know I added an extra space here, which pulls this all apart by about 2 blocks wider than this one, which means it will be slightly longer than this. Okay. All right. What blocks will work here? So I got this one. Hold on. You go to 5 here. Would that work? I'm going to say no to that. Hmm. Now if I do this, yeah, I can put 2 of them right there, but then I've got to figure out how this next one's going to go in. Ah, difficult decisions, I swear. Imagine we all contributed one ship or vehicle. That was a weird spelling. That was a weird win for the one deal. Or vehicle to the planetary landing in Triple R. Yeah, we could. We could do that. We have to figure out a way to do it. Let me think here. Let me go number 5. Let me see. So let's not that. Let's delete that. Put that there. And see if I can get this thing. Oh, if I do make this a flagship. Oh, and that'll work right there. That'll be fine. No, that won't be. What the hell have you done there? Stupid block. Alright, we'll go this way, and we'll just see how going up like so is going to work. Okay, that's doing pretty decent right there. Which means... what'd I do? Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, so that's working. Let's see. The real question here. Like, this is stair-stepping down. Also, has a server been set up for Red Rock Raiders Recording World? No, it has not yet. If that is a flagship, be my large ship shall be classed as. I have no idea. Dreadnought, I suppose. This is actually the Aquintis is a light cruiser, so it would be a small cruiser. All right, let's see. Let's go back over here. This is going up that way. So what do I need this to do? What do I need this to do? So that it all works together and it all ties into each other. So we're going by this, at least 2 over. I've got to put this piece back in here somewhere. Which means... Oh. That's going to have to go here, I think. Because there's going to be a dip here at some point. That's going to work there. And then this has to immediately go up. Would that work? Do that. The next piece that can go in here, let's see if that works. This might work. Yes, it will. We have found a pattern. Ladies and gentlemen, we have found a pattern to make this work. Booyah. Now, the next part is figuring out how this is going to go in. Because I think the next piece after this, we'll have to... Oh boy, this is getting fun. That got fun real quick. So I've got that figured out. And then this piece will come on next. And then that piece, if that looks like it'll work, I don't know if it will. Sure doesn't look like it's going to. Renegade Bundy. Okay, so it would fit. Grexion. I mean, flagship does not mean the ship has to be big. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be big. It also doesn't mean it has to be like a big battleship or cruiser. It's just like the Enterprise for the longest time. It was just a carrier. It wasn't a just an Nimitz class carrier. Renegade Bundy, true. Usually, though, they are pretty large, though. Yeah, they usually are. Usually, it's like a Pride of the Fleet or something to that effect. This section here is starting to irritate me to no end because I am having the damnedest time getting it to work. Kind of wonder if I shouldn't have went the other direction. I think I'm making this too complicated right here. Let's go through here again. We'll just cut that top layer off. Let me look at this a second time. I think I made this too effing difficult, maybe. Because I think by using this particular type of block system here, I may have made this a little too difficult. Let me see. Let me see before I cut too much. How steep is this block going to be? Oh yeah, that block won't work at all. Ah, backed myself into a weird corner here. All right, let's just go back here. Put all that back into place. Keen, I would love an undo button, by the way. So I make these nice little fudge ups here. It doesn't cost too much time. All right, that's going up there where it needs to go. We need to figure this out down here. And I'm wondering if I just shouldn't do the same crap I'm doing here. Running buddy. Sometimes the most advanced, newest tech isn't that good, and the flagship ends up being an overly shiny target practice ship. Yeah, usually sometimes. Sometimes that is. How am I going to do this? I guess. Well, the problem is I'm going with these straight line blocks here. Let's go here then. Let's see what I've got. I have one of these. Let's just it's not making it easy. See, if I want everything to work right, I should use this block. So then what's the next block after that? I believe it's this one. We're just gonna have to go up the side here. And now figure the rest out as we go. Unfortunately. There's that. And what, number 6 again? Now I need to figure out. There's a pattern working there. Yeah, that's working like it should. Okay, so we've got that figured out, and it appears to go up at the same pattern. So now the next part is, how's the next area going to go up? Is this going to be pretty similar pattern? No, I don't think it will be. Well, maybe it will be. Because what's going to have to happen is, in order for that to work out, I'll have to have something there. Flatten this whole thing out and make it, no. Make all that go there. Now, the next part here is going to be more fun because I've got to somehow make this coincide together so that it all works. Hold up now. Yeah. I think maybe this will do. That'll take it down a size, but I don't think that's going to give me what I want. Let's go to number 4 here. No. There. And there. And then maybe, no. Nope, none of that's going to work. I don't see how that's going to come down. This is the whole problem with the stair-stepping crap, because now I am really messed up right now trying to get this thing to work. So I need to have a little more slope to it, I think. There we go. Oh yeah, that'll work. Right there. That's our next sloping point. And then I just need number 3 right here to do this. Going up, then do that again. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's better than anything else. It's better than most. Number 5 here. Spin that this way. Number 1 right here. And there we go. We've got a pattern. Somehow. It's not perfect. I'm going to say that right now. It's not perfect. It really needs to be sloping down that way. Let me think here. This would be great if Keen would just give us a bunch more angles. Otherwise, it's a pain in the ass to do it like this. And I have this bad feeling it's not going to look right when I get done, because that thing's going to hump right in there. So this isn't going to work as much as I'd like it to. It's not going to have that transition point that the other one has. This is annoying. Hold on. I just thought of something. I have to start at the lowest common denominator. Make sure we don't have any more pieces missing. Okay. Lowest common denominator here. What if... Alright. What if... Instead of starting there like that... See, this is the problem. If I don't have it... Morgan Trowell. Hello. Hey, how you doing? Here's the problem I'm running into. If I do it like this, it's going to look weird there. If I do it like that, it's going to be too high. I almost need number 6 just to start it. And to kind of get it going in the right direction. See, here's the problem. Immediately, that's going to get way too tall. Yeah, this is the angle I'm going to need. All right, let's see if I can't make this work some other way. There's got to be an angle here that works. All right, let's go to number 5. Okay, we may have something here. Aha. Boys, we may have something. Oh, we may have something. We may have something that'll work here. Oh, that's working. That is actually working. I can see that working. that one. Number 5. There we go. Oh, check that out. That actually worked. That actually worked pretty good. Okay, so the next piece going in here is going to be this, that, and then let's go number 4 over here. Let's go number 4. This one. So now we just do this here like so. There, there, there. All right, check that out. That's actually working. We're gonna get that nice elongated performance right in there. Now for this particular run, okay. Now I do that underneath this. Oh boy, how's that gonna work? That is not gonna work. Not right there, at least. Let's see, number 5. Number 5 has to go there. Like so. And this is where things are going to get stupid. Because now, I don't know how to get this from point to point B without causing a whole lot of other stinks in the process. Ah, that's annoying. That's really annoying. Or, let's see, what do I got here that'll fit? See, that'll fit. Hold on. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it'll work. Let me try something here. All right, that goes down there. What do I get next? No. Come on, there's a piece here that'll fit. There. And there. It's not going the way I would hope it would, but I guess that's going to become the pattern here before it's over with. That's not going the way I want it to. Dear Lord, this is a nightmare. Okay, I need that's coming into there. So I need this to stair step in. Which means man, this is annoying. It's got to be this. And I just don't know. How to make all that work. He's beginning to believe. Yes. Now, if only I could figure out. Wait, hold up. Will that work? No, that ain't gonna work. Ah, this is so annoying. I hate situations like this. They make building a dang ship so much harder because I don't have all the blocks I need. There's got to be a way. It's this armor transition right here. Under normal circumstances, that would work. The problem is I need this to come at least one more before I can dip over. Otherwise, it's going to come down too quickly. That creates the problem. Oh, wait. No, that's still creating the problem. It is that one transition point right there that is irritating the frick out of me right now. And I do not have a means of doing that. Hmm. See, if I do this, I almost get it. And then when it comes down to doing what's necessary for the next bit, oh no, none of it wants to work all of a sudden. None of it wants to work. I have run into that issue countless times. Yes, it's this stupid. Also, the block you're looking for doesn't exist. And you got to be creative when using some large ships. Yeah, I know the block doesn't exist, and that's the irritating part about it because it should exist, but it doesn't, and that's where it gets irritating. So I'm going to come up with a workaround. See, the problem I'm going to run into very quickly if I do this the other way is that this section of the ship is just not going to run well with the rest of it. If I have this transition point coming down, and the problem here is I've got to figure out a way to transition all this so that it all works properly. And there is no easy way to do that. Hold on. Let me think here. Ah, let's try this from this angle here. See what I get. See, this would be the best block to use. Like I said, the problem is once that starts coming down, then you start running into this issue where I need another block here, and that just doesn't work because then it doesn't transition properly. Because the next block that has to come in here is that one. And then the pattern starts all over. So I've got this bottom part here figured out. It's just this next area up here, which is a pain in the butt. It's this block right here. That is giving me such a fit. That's what's screwing with me right now. Okay, that won't match up back here very well. Hmm. How to make it work. The only other option I've got is to basically take this set of shapes here and just work up the lead. And then just provide enough forward and then the next thing I can do is just add maybe a dual section here and press forward with it. So just go forward twice here. If that would work. Actually, I'd have to go forward way more than that. That's gonna look weird. That's gonna look weird. It's not gonna end the way I'm wanting it to. Hold up, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It is going to look weird there. However, why does it have to be so damn difficult? This is so damn difficult, I swear. Renegade Bunny, yeah, I feel your pain. Yeah, this is a nightmare right here, trying to figure this out. I would almost. I'd almost be better off, I think. Like I said, every time I attempt to make this work, it just doesn't want to work. And here's the thing, it's kind of because of this nonsense right here. Ah. Hmm. Hmm. Let me do something here. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna. There we go. I'm gonna search. Let's go. Star Wars. Well, bullcrap, there's no matches. Now, someone will have built the Argotens. Perhaps I can see how they've done theirs. A lot of editors. A lot of editors. There's the Arctens. There's an Arctens here somewhere. Let me put in. Okay, here we go. Well, I kind of effed up almost immediately. All right, let's look here. Looks like they built theirs completely different than the way I'm building it. Ah, that's where I was getting the build info wrong. It's ARQ. See, now here's something similar to what I'm wanting to do. Look here. Wow. There's got to be more of these here. See, here's kind of the direction I was going. That's just not going to work. This looks pretty good, but it's still not what I'm wanting. Oh, wait. Hold up. Here's an Argotins. Looks pretty good. We'll come back to that one. I want to see how some people done that stair stepping. This guy here has done pretty much what I'm looking at. This one here has also done something similar. The kicker is, how do I make that work? There's another one that's done it kind of close. This one appears to have gotten the kind of look I'm looking for. I guess that's all I'm going to get my hands on at the moment. Oh, hold on. Let's look at that one. How did that one work? That one's got a pretty good idea, too. Let's grab that one. And let's go. Got all that in caps. Why is it all in caps? Alright, come on. Oh, why are you being like this? Nah, there we are. And this is probably going to be a little bigger than my Arc-10s. Alright, come on. Well, let's stop and look here. It's actually... Don't tell me they're about the same size. Oh, they are about the same size. Interesting. They are actually about the same size. Mine's a little thinner built, but yeah, they're about the same size. How did we do this here? How did we do this? Okay, I see what we did here. And I may have to modify the entire back end. Actually, you know what? I just realized I can make it work. Pulling that ship in, I just figured out how I can make that work. I just have to replace one singular block. Because I realize what my problem is, because I'm trying to put this little gate right here on. And then looking at this here, I realize I need to just... Yeah, that's all I got to do. Modifications. That's what I need to do. So now that I've done that, now this can all work. Why I just didn't think of this beforehand, I don't know. Thank you, whoever ship this was. It was a learning experience there. We're going to get rid of that. So, now I know. Now I know. We can now just start going this direction with it. Oh, no, we can't. Because I just ran right back into the same frickin' problem I ran into a minute ago. I am absolutely running back into the same problem I ran into beforehand. Hmm. Let's try this second go around here. That's the issue there. I don't think this thing's supposed to be that tall. I think I may have this just a little too big as well. Tell you what, we may be stair-stepping this bad boy as well. Just to make things work good. Because it does need to be a little bit thinner. If I'm thinking correctly here, it does need to be a little bit thinner. Let me see. All right. Let's do this instead. There we go. Now let's add this block. Now we're talking. That is actually a much lower profile. That'll work much better. There we go. 5. I have some modifications I have to do to my survival ship. Oh, that's going to take forever to modify. Oh yeah, check that out. Okay, so we're stair stepping a lot here, but we did lower the profile significantly lowered that. So that's a significant lowering of the profile. I think you can go up just a little bit more. Oops, that ain't supposed to go right there. Oh, no. Yeah, that is supposed to go there. Hold up. let's see what goes here. There we go. And there we go. Look at that. So now that's looking better because now everything's going to look right. It's actually looking out way better now. And plus I can actually make this work from the other side. For frick's sake. We just needed to take a little bit of time and figure this thing out. All right. So now from this angle, I'm going to pull this and we're just going to work our way up this way. Like that. And then I'm going to pull this piece around there. Big heavy block there. And we're going to go back to number 4. Nope. Or 5 here. There now. That's working out good. So we got all that done there. Now, this is where the next piece is going to come into play. Now here comes the fun part, because now okay, let's see how this goes. We'll do this. Down 1. Up. A big boy there. 1, 2, and 3. All right, that's up there. That's working pretty good. Now the next piece going in has to be a partial block, and this is where I'm going to have to try and figure out how to make this nonsense work, because we're going to have to add a whole nother piece in here. Am I? Yeah, I am. No, I'm not. Yeah, I am. No, I'm not. Yeah, I am. No, I'm not. Okay. This is annoying. This is annoying. Because I put this next piece in, it's going to jump almost 2 pieces. Let me think here. Actually, this could work. Hold on. This could actually kind of work. Let's go from there. Number 3. Now it's number 5. No. 5. There we go. And then I'm just repeating a pattern again. this is where I'm going to run into an issue. Right here. Let's pull all this back because I know this is working. This is working great. That pattern there works pretty good. I need to do that pattern because I think I can make that work. But I think I can make it work with a different piece. I think we can start with 6 again. This may all start working like it's supposed to. We'll go from here like so. Do a long piece like that. And then go there. Oh, once I figure this out. Hell yeah. It is working. It is kind of working. Let's go to number 4 here. Let me see here. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's kind of working here. Hang on. Hang on. It may actually work. Nope, spoke too soon. It did not work the way I wanted it to. I need this to come over at least one more. Mm. That's going to cut it in way too sharp. Once again, the piece I need does not exist. Hold on. It does exist. I'm overthinking this. I seriously overthought that. That's all I got to do. This is just going to create a transitional point there. That's all it's needed. Another half block there for 5. Where are you at? There, like so. And then number 4. Just like it's supposed to be. Now, number 3 goes there. We do this again. For the second turnaround. And we transition that. There we go. That's that done. Now number 4 is going to transition into that. Like so. That's going to transition perfectly. Then to number 5. It is working. It is working, guys. It is working. I may have found the pattern. Hmm. Now it starts to suck. Shit. I get right to this point, and everything starts to fall apart. Ah, maybe. Let's see here. Number 4. Uh huh. It starts to fall apart right here. Why? Why? Just need to figure out a way to break this damn piece right here. This is what's annoying me. Uh, let's see. Maybe we can just push on past it. Let's see what happens if I do this. Okay. Let's see what happens. I'm just going to push through it. We're just going to push through because I don't know what's working and what's not at the moment. So now we are here again. And I am immediately noticing see, we need a way for this to frickin' transfer. Let me look here. Is there not? There is no piece here that will do that. So we are now here. And here I am. I think I'm getting somewhere. I just don't know. That there is not going to change until I can figure out a way to break it. And that cockamamie block right there. Hmm. See, I need this to half step in. That block's not going to work. That block's not going to work. Because that's just going to continue down the line. And it'll stay continuing down there until I can eventually somehow pull this in enough that it'll force it to go into whatever direction I need it to go. And that's not how this is going to have to work. This is going to have to somehow break down. Okay, that's not going to work. Hey Badger, you excited about the new War Bond on Helldivers? Heck yeah, I finally get a band hammer. let's pull this out of the way here. This may also be affecting my ability to do something with this. Okay, let's just delete all this here. I'm gonna try something else. Okay. And then all I need it's not working the way I want it to work. It's not doing what I wanted to do. Okay. Okay, Badger, just F it. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna press on. Because we technically have to. Hold on. Let's try that. And then that's the thing. Crap. I hate it when the blocks I need do not exist. Oh yeah, that's about what I'm gonna have to do right there. It is not going to end very pretty, no matter what I do. So then I'm gonna snap that one there. And we're going to repeat what we did over here. There's number 5. Just going there, and then there. That'll kind of work in that position. Now all I need is a couple of heavies there. This seems to be working. The kicker is, can we make all of that stretch out down to there? And I'm willing to bet no. I'm willing to bet no. It's not gonna work that far in. Because I'm looking at like 3 layers up here. F it, we'll see how far we get. If I have to, I'll make modifications. Oh dear God. Maybe this will work here. I don't know. Ooh, we're about to find out. So now from that, this has got to start there. Okay. That is, oh boy, that's going to be fun. All right. Now for this new part up here. that, that, that. It's kind of working. I I might can get this to work. I don't know. This might work. Wait. No, that wasn't right. How many across that, dude? 1, 2, 3. It's got to come across 3, possibly. I've got 1 and 3. Kind of working. I hate to say it, but it may actually work. I may actually get this thing to do what I want it to do. I finally get the grenade launcher with a backpack like I heard they were gonna add. Understand that that's also the heavy machine gun model, technically. And all they would have, that we're probably going to get a version of the FRT, which has the grenade launcher on it. Realize that. Because that's going to be freaking epic right there. We're going to be driving around, one with a heavy machine gun, the other one with a grenade launcher just for infantry problems. It's going to be amazing. Okay. What do I want to use next here? Number 6, I think, is what we're going to be using next. This. 4. And then number 5 again. That seems to be working. We can probably build the Architens just like that, with that stair-stepping effect. And I'm probably going to have positions on here for custom guns. Look at it now. I do like the thin profile of it. It makes for a very interesting ship. And I've got enough room here for a section, a central port right in here. Small docking bay for small craft. And then weapon systems on the sides, the bridge, maybe some smaller stuff. It is about 1221. So it's like I'm gonna have to come back to this probably Thursday, which is not a big deal. We'll come back to it Thursday. It is turning out far better than I had hoped. It is going to be a very thin profiled ship. And from the looks of things, I am going to have enough area there to probably drop in two sets of cannons. So that'll work out great. Let's see. Full grenadier build for the bugs. Grenade pistol, 1, 2, and now belt-fed grenade launcher. Yes, yes, yes. That's what will be utilized now. You also forgot to mention you're going to have the other grenades. So we're going to have grenaders now. Like with the grenader, the actually, yeah, the grenader almost makes up for, can almost replace the depending on how much ammo it's got. The other thing also is the portable rocket nuke, which I know Dog is going to love. My way, folks, I'm going to head out because it is getting late and I need to get to bed. So far, the Architens is becoming exactly what we want it to be. and we figured out the pattern. I've got the pattern figured out. We just got to translate it down to the rest of the ship. And then we're going to add a couple of large guns, probably 8 custom heavy cannons, which are going to have about 9 shots each. And they're just going to bombard another ship almost like a Gatling cannon. By the way, I'm going to hop off here because it is getting time for me to go. I got to get up for work tomorrow. Unfortunately, my snow days are over. Anyway, I am Badger Wild, saying stay safe, stay frosty. And if you guys do like these videos, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also hit the bell for notification. And if you want to help out and get me a Dr. Pepper, it is 99 cents a month. You can see all the videos that I have currently put up. These are just the videos that I upload. They're not the live streams. Live streams are free. Um, but I put all the videos up early. I've got a Pirate's Life all the way up into April or March. I've got 3 more videos coming out for that one, and then it's just a small series me and the guys do where we basically do Space Engineers as pirates, and then everything else that's going on. Like I've got one game that I've been playing, and I'm checking out a demo here pretty soon of another game I may do a playthrough on. So it'll be a little bit different game, so you guys might enjoy it. Anyway, folks, I am Badger Wild once again saying stay safe, stay frosty, and I'll see you guys in the next video.